the business has completely been killed off. I really don't see why we should be suffering this detriment because of this incompetent, unrealistic and unworkable deal.
The government has called this week International Trade Week. But is the government really listening to the experiences of small and medium-sized business owners on the front line? Our polling shows that most people think Brexit has created more problems than it's solved, and that's what businesses across the country are telling us. The businesses who have given testimony on the issues facing them since the 1st of January 2021 have cited increased costs, labour shortages and mountains of red tape. Some have even been forced to relocate their operations to the EU, taking British jobs with them. Here's one business telling their story in their own words.
Since the 1st of January, our business has suffered a huge impact because of the deal that the government negotiated with the European Union. It's been really difficult for us because we had a small but growing part of our business that relied upon overseas sales. Since January the 1st, the business has completely been killed off because we cannot now send our product to end users in Europe without incurring huge and often unpredictable VAT and duty payments payable by the end receiver. Somebody, for example, in Belgium will buy a bottle of our gin for £43 and end up paying around €40 or more in charges when they have to accept the delivery. We've had to warn our customers of this, and unsurprisingly, the vast majority of people, when they realise this, they cancel the order. We hear about Global Britain and the idea that we should be selling to other territories. Well, we already were selling to other territories, so we were selling to countries like Australia, New Zealand, the United States of America, but alcohol is quite a complex product. So if, for example, in the United States, there are different rules in different states. So in some states, we can't send a bottle of gin to an end user, only to a business. Similarly, in Australia, customs issues can often mean that our gin is impounded when it arrives at Sydney Airport. And of course, there's the proximity factor. Most of our customers who are in Europe are more likely to buy from us because we are next door. So the whole Global Britain thing really doesn't work for us. We also have, in some ways, quite a few headwinds here in the UK. We have supply chain issues, which means that consumables that we use, some of our botanicals, our bottles, our caps, those kind of things, all cost more money now. We're having to pay customs agents to import them on our behalf and then try and reclaim some of that money back, which is really complex and really cumbersome for we're a tiny business, and any additional cost and paperwork really does make us kind of marginal in terms of what we can sustain for the future. So yeah, impact on supply chain, increased costs on all of our consumables, and just more paperwork and more delay. And looking forward, it just seems nonsensical that we are closing ourselves off to our biggest market on our doorstep in Europe, especially here in the west of Wales. We're very close to the Republic of Ireland, have lots of customers there, and it's now so difficult for us to send gin to them. It's almost worth us just getting on the ferry and taking it ourselves. It really is getting to this farcical situation. What would I like the government to do in response? Well, firstly, have an attack of sense and renegotiate this ridiculous deal. This deal that they lauded and trumpeted as an oven-ready deal, that they're now denying all knowledge of and trying to unpick, has been disastrous for us. We were being told all of last year to prepare for Brexit, but we didn't know what kind of Brexit it was going to be. In the end, it was all rushed through on Christmas Eve, and then we had to work it out after that. So my recommendation would be for us to rejoin the single market and to have some level playing field with other businesses. If we were in Northern Ireland, we'd have a much easier time of it. I really don't see why we should be suffering this detriment because of this incompetent, unrealistic and unworkable deal that the government negotiated in all good faith and is now trying to wriggle out of.
The Commission exists to ensure the voice of every sector can be heard and no industry can be ignored. It acts as a channel between government and industry, using evidence to propose tangible, practical solutions to government. To find out more, read our interim report and follow our live evidence sessions on social media.